In the same way that the positive news didn't change the price in a positive way on the bear market, on a bull market, negative news don't affect the price in a negative way. So very recently we had the news from Binance that it got hacked, and it started from the suspension of all the withdrawals and deposits, and then after the tweet from CZ, we had this update from Binance saying that hackers were able to obtain the large number of API keys, 2FA codes, and using phishing, viruses, and other attacks. So basically they stole 7,000 Bitcoin, which is something like $40 million. Those were only the Bitcoins on the hot wallet of Binance, and they actually say that they will cover all the losses from their Seifu fund. The point is that during 1 week they will make a security review and all the deposits and withdrawals will be suspended during this time. So at least we shall give credits to Binance for covering the losses of their users. Justin Sun already made a tweet that he will deposit 7,000 Bitcoin worth USDT into Binance to buy BNB, BTC, Tron, and BitTorrent. No need to FUD, funds are Seifu. And actually Tron made a rise after that. So other thing is that in principle, if Binance will reveal private keys for the hacked coins, miners could reorganize the chain to undo the hack. Looks really tempting. It's not clear whether it's technically possible or miners will lead to consensus for that on that issue. But still an interesting thing to consider. And as you see, despite such news, the price didn't fall almost at all, like $200. It's nothing if you'll consider the size of the event. And in general, we have quite of the positive news background, like Fidelity will offer cryptocurrency trading within a few weeks, like the event which everybody were waiting for. This news from Lightning, that Bitcoin's Lightning comes to Apple with new app, so you can use it on the Apple Watch. And although it is an experimental thing and maybe not a big deal in terms of the liquidity or something, but still it's a huge step towards mass adoption and awareness of the technology and the way how people think about it. So generally it seems like Bitcoin doesn't give any chance for buyers to step into the position which they missed during the rise. And in fact, recently somewhere around here the price moved above the level of previous low in 2018, which is something like 5,850 on Bitstamp. It actually matched the breakout of this long-term uptrend channel, which we have been tracking for a while. And I wouldn't really consider this as a false breakout, but more like a test of both the channel and the last year's lows level. And like the more we are testing it, the more we make an attempt to break it, the more likely it will happen. So I would expect maybe very soon we will see a new huge move upwards. And actually you may notice the pattern of moving Bitcoin like this here and again here with some correction, and most of them happen basically on some negative news. Like this was Tether FUD, this was Binance here, and there was some divergence on RSI in both cases. I would actually expect that this will go a little lower, but it didn't go that lower than 5,600. And now you may expect something similar to happen and one more leg up in a similar way, something like this. And then you would see that we will touch this 6,400. This is basically the area with a big volume where there's a lot of resistance from previous year. So a lot of people are expecting this to be a huge resistance right now, and we may see a pullback from that. But on the other hand, if the market still will play in the way to trick most of its participants, we may see that actually price will go above that, and a lot of people who will close their positions or even open short positions at this area will get liquidated, providing huge liquidity for whales accumulating at this area as well. By the way, speaking about the bullishness, Renato Shirakashi made an update on his SOPR indicator with a bit different smoothing. Now you see that at this point it bounced from 1 and then returned going upwards. So one more confirmation that we are in a bullish territory, and again that we are more likely to grow from now on. He also made a new post about the support and resistance level based on realized price distribution, and in fact when some people having either a break-even zone or a loss zone. So here 5,500 is a strong support, and actually it's even stronger than the resistance at 4,600, which we talked before, but it's actually quite huge as well. So again, one may expect the pullback from that level. The only one thing which bothers me is the level of Bitcoin dominance, which continues to grow, and now we are just below 60%, and we actually touched 60% very recently. It seems like every time altcoins try to make a move, Bitcoin makes a new step upwards and altcoins got tanked. In fact, if you look at any altcoins out there, so for example, Cardano made like almost 50% drop, Stellar almost the same, Qtum pretty much similar, Neo a huge decrease, Ethereum, and so on and so forth. So all of them corrected quite a lot. And it seems like this is another way to provide those 30 to 40% corrections that we had in 2015 for Bitcoin, like this or this or this. But this time we don't have it for Bitcoin. We have the stronger corrections for altcoins. And considering the portion of altcoins being like 40%, then correcting them for 50% or more would give you like 30% of corrections for the overall market, which basically gives you a new way to shake out people, at least from altcoins, but make a new way for growing of Bitcoin, sort of unexpected for most of the people out there who are looking at the patterns in 2015. So concluding, still guys, I would think that we are more likely to go upwards. The only question, like how soon it will happen and how far will it go. As usual, not a financial advice, just my personal opinion, but to me, those almost 5 months of bullish trend makes you feel that we actually turned to something positive after that long period of bleeding. That is it for today, guys. I hope it was useful. Thank you for watching.